continue with the pronouns today. Now, some of the children have actually gone ahead and written the description of all the pronouns, the different types of pronouns. So, which is, I think, Khushbu has written all the pronouns, that described all the pronouns, and Adarsh. So, let us all ask Adarsh and Khushbu to explain them to us, okay?
Ma'am, I written all this by myself.
If you've written all this by yourself, then you will be able to explain much better. Okay?
Yes,
okay. Mute. And what about Khushbu? Have you also written yourself, or have you copied it from somewhere, the definitions of all the pronouns? Yes, Khushbu? Have you written them yourself? Or you have seen them from the video? How did you write the definitions? Khushbu, unmute yourself and answer me quickly. Let's not waste time, bete. What is wrong? Why isn't she unmuting? She has unmuted, but I can't hear you, Khushbu. I know you've unmuted yourself, but I can't hear you. Can you write the answer in chat? Mute yourself and write the answer in chat. Okay, so let's go ahead. Now these are the answers that I received from Anjali and Nilesh. So this is Nilesh's answer. Nilesh, there is one small thing that I want to tell you. You have to write more neatly. Write bigger words, but write a little more neatly. You have improved a little, I can see that, but you still need to write, make your writing a little bold so that it can be read properly. Do you understand, Nilesh?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so will you do that? See,
yes, ma'am.
Okay, good. See, Anjali writes bigger words, bigger letters. You also try to do that. You write very small letters, so it becomes difficult for me to read. Okay, this is okay. Now, this is Adarsh's work. Adarsh, look at this. This one is lopsided. So it's difficult to read it, but that's okay, because this is the page which we did as in the classwork, which is fine. Then you've written the types of pronouns. So all these are also written in a, okay. You've written relative. Then the second one, what is this?
Ma'am, interrogative.
Interrogative.
Interrogative. What is the spelling of interrogative?
INTROGATIVE.
No. TERRO. Interro. INTERROGATIVE. So correct that spelling. Demonstrative, then indefinite. Then what else have you written? Distributive and possessive. And emphatic, you had said that day only that you don't understand that, what emphatic is, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so can you explain a little? Let's see, this is the sheet that we had. Types of noun. Personal. What is a relative pronoun? Can you explain it?
Yes, ma'am.
Explain.
Which one?
Relative. 1, 2, 3, 4. Let's go ahead. Yeah.
Okay, ma'am. A relative pronoun works as a connector between two phrases.
Between?
Ma'am, a relative noun used as a connector between two sentences. Which examples do like the king Robert the king, who was the king of the seven kingdoms.
Hmm. So,
So it connects two clauses, Robert the king, and relative pronoun was who,
hmm.
and second clause was king of seven kingdoms.
Okay, just a second. If I write this sentence that you are talking about, I'll write it as you said. You are saying Robert.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, Robert. Tell me all the punctuation marks also. The king,
Who was
who was
king of seven kingdoms.
king of seven kingdoms. What does this sentence mean?
And Robert, a person who was king of seven kingdoms.
So what should I write? Robert the king or Robert something else? If I write this sentence like this, Robert was the king of seven kingdoms. This is what you want to say, right?
Yes, ma'am.
This is what you want to say. So Robert was the king of seven. Why have you introduced who in this sentence? There is no need to introduce a who. When you want to introduce a who, which is a relative noun, and you want to connect, then you have to connect two different things. Like you could have said Robert the person, comma, who was the king of seven kingdoms. Now again, who was the king of seven kingdoms, did what? You have to complete the sentence. Okay? So this seems to be incomplete. There is a dash 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 in front of it. Robert the king also is correct. The person भी लिख सकते हो, king also is okay. There's no need to write the person. You can also say Robert the king, who was the king of seven kingdoms.
Ma'am,
इसके आगे you have to complete the second clause. So how will we complete it? Mute yourself. Mute yourself. Who can complete this sentence? Robert the king, who was the king of seven kingdoms. He did something or he was something. You can speak in English. I don't understand Hindi at all. Do you know? I don't understand Hindi at all. Tell me, what are you saying? Hmm. How can we?
Was very kind-hearted.
Oh, nice, very nice. Was very kind-hearted. So this completes the second clause. Others, understood?
yes, ma'am.
So which is the connecting clause? Which is the relative clause? Who. And who is referring to the subject. So this is referring to the subject. And we use who and whom only when we are talking about people. If we are talking about a thing, what is it that we will use?
Ma'am,
Yes, tell me.
which?
Okay, give me a sentence.
Ma'am, I have a coffee which is very hot.
I have
A coffee
hmm,
which is very hot.
or that is very hot. I have a coffee. If you say a coffee, that means you're talking about the coffee powder. Okay? If you are talking about the coffee that you are having, then how will you make the sentence. Wait, mute yourself. Let Anjali answer this. If he's talking about a coffee that he's having, how will the sentence change? And that is very hot, usme, or which is very hot, that relative pronoun is fine. But how will we change the initial sentence? Anjali, can you try? Because he's having something, na? Can you try, Anjali? Unmute yourself. Try. Which is very hot. If you can't, give a thumbs down. Doesn't matter. We'll ask if somebody else can answer. Okay. Nilesh, can you answer? Can you try? No. Okay.
Ma'am, I did not understand the question. Can you repeat, ma'am?
He said, repeat the sentence, I have a coffee which is very hot. Yes, Adarsh, what are you saying?
Ma'am, I have a glass of water when I'm very thirsty.
Okay, that is different. We'll write that sentence also. I have a glass of water when I am very thirsty. But in the first sentence, how do we change this first clause? Have you already had the coffee? Answer me. What are you trying to say? Have you already had the coffee? Are you having the coffee?
Then I'm having the coffee.
So, what should I write?
Then that.
No, that which to theek hai. I am having a coffee. You said it yourself, which is very hot. You yourself said it and still did not know how to correct the sentence. See, you all know everything yourselves. I don't even need to tell you. I just need to help you a little bit, all of you. Did you understand this now? Munish, Anjali, Nidhi, Khushbu?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, are you understanding these sentences?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so all these words, so Nidhi, which are the relative pronouns here in each of the sentences? Can you tell me which are the relative pronouns? Nidhi, which are the relative pronouns? Adarsh, mute yourself. Nidhi, unmute yourself. Wait, Munish. Nidhi, unmute yourself. Yes. Keep it unmuted, bete. Keep it unmuted. Now tell me. Robert the king, who was the king of 7 kingdoms, was very kind-hearted. So, which is the relative pronoun in this case? Which is the pronoun in this case? Do you know? We could have said Robert the king. Bolo. Yes?
I don't know, ma'am.
You don't know? Okay. So let me ask Khushbu first. Khushbu, do you know? Khushbu, which is the relative pronoun? Write in the chat because I can't hear you. You unmuted, but I can't hear you. Write in the chat box. Anjali, Nilesh, can you tell me which is the one of you? Either of you can tell me. Okay. Yes, Anjali Neele, can you tell me? Never mind, Khushbu. But you've written the definition. Yes?
Which is which?
I'm talking about the first sentence, beta.
Yes, ma'am.
हाँ, इसमें which is the pronoun?
Ma'am,
Huh?
ma'am, who?
Very good. Who? Pronoun. So it is showing the relation between the two. So who is the? Okay. In the next one, Nilesh, can you tell me which is the relative pronoun? I am having a coffee which is very hot. Yes or no? If you can't, then say no. No, let me ask Vishal also. Vishal, now you tell me.
Which?
Which, very good. Okay, so relative pronoun is which. Now, Vishal, the third sentence. Read it. Read it, Vishal.
Ma'am,
Mute, Adarsh. Wait. You will also need to revise a lot of things. We'll do that. But first, let me just give a little idea to everybody else. Yes, Vishal? Vishal, bolo to sahi. I can't hear you.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, tell me. I have a glass of water when I am very thirsty. Is there a pronoun there which is connecting two parts? Glass of water and I am thirsty. Which is that word? Huh?
I.
Ma'am,
I is a
when?
personal pronoun. I is the personal pronoun. Okay, yes, Munish?
Ma'am, when?
When. So now that covers two types of pronouns for us. First, Nidhi and Khushbu. Did you understand anything at all? If you didn't understand, give me a thumbs down. No, I'm asking Nidhi and Khushbu. Did you understand anything?
yes, ma'am.
Sure. What about you, Khushbu? Khushbu, tell me, did you understand anything? She's giving a thumbs up.
But
Oh.
ma'am, I not make a sense.
So but you cannot make a sentence. Okay, never mind, that's what we'll practice. First, we'll watch a video on. I don't want to show you the full video which we had started last time because it has all the nouns. So we'll just do one pronoun at a time. Okay? Personal pronouns I am not showing you. I am assuming you all already know personal pronouns, right? Because we discussed them last time. One thing more that I
Ma'am,
want.
और वो हमने वीडियो में भी देखा था.
You,
Also, ma'am, we saw it on video.
in the video. You saw it in the video. Very good. You saw it in the video also. Okay. So now I'll show you another video which is on relative pronouns only. Okay? And then we will try to understand them better. And Adarsh, you have understood, many of you have understood. I think maybe all of you have now understood what relative pronouns is, what a relative pronoun is, but we will watch a video to revise it and to be absolutely certain how to use it and how to make sentences using relative pronouns. Okay? So I'm just going to start this video. All of you be very careful, be very attentive, because then I'll ask questions and you all have to answer.
Hi friends, today we're going to learn all about relative pronouns. There are 5 relative pronouns. Who, whom, whose, that, and which are the 5.
Okay, but we just now said when is the relative pronoun, because it is connecting the two sentences. But is when, we'll go back to that sentence yet again and see whether it is actually a relative pronoun or not. But first understand what a relative pronoun is. Okay?
5 relative pronouns. Relative pronouns come after the noun in a sentence. Who, whom, whose, that, and which introduce a relative clause.
Relative clause means something which is dependent on or which is connecting to another clause in the sentence. So basically the sentence is made of 2 parts. So relative clause will connect them. But there is also another thing called conjunctions, right? Which are joining words. So we have to be able to differentiate between a conjunction and a relative clause also. Let's see.
Relative clauses tell us more about the noun. Who and whom refer to people. Who refers to the person who is the subject. For example, the girl who lives next door is my friend. Who is referring to the girl who is the subject.
So this is similar to the sentence that Adarsh had made. Robert the king, who is the king of 7 kingdoms, and then it had to be completed. After that it said, Munish said, is very kind or something. So this who is referring to the subject. So which is the subject? The girl. Girl is the subject. So this who is referring to this girl, and it is telling us more about this girl. What is it telling us about this girl? That this girl lives next door. So one information that we've got is she lives next door. The second information that we've got is that this girl is my friend. So we've got 2 informations about the subject using who. So we don't have to use who again. We don't have to say the girl who lives next door, who is my friend. No, that is wrong. This who and then this comma says that the girl who lives next door is my friend. It is telling me which friend I am talking about. The girl who lives next door. Okay? So now we'll go ahead. Be ready. Please be very attentive to what all I am saying and what all is being said in the video.
Subject of the sentence. Whom refers to the person who is not the subject. For example, Jacob, whom you just spoke to, is a teacher.
Okay, so in this sentence, just to explain, I'm telling you, Jacob is the subject. I'm not asking you right now. Jacob is the subject and Jacob is a teacher. We already know that Jacob is a teacher. Okay? But there is some other person also who is the object, and that object is this you, right? This is also a personal pronoun, and you refers to second person, and second person means the person or the people that we are talking to. So in this sentence, Jacob, whom you just spoke to. So somebody is telling this you, the person in front of him or her, that Jacob is a teacher. So, but how do you know who is Jacob? So saying whom you just spoke to, which means in this sentence that this person has already spoken to Jacob. Okay? So whom you just spoke to. So this whom is also referring to Jacob, it is referring to you, because this person has spoken to Jacob. And the information about Jacob that we are giving this person is that he is a teacher. Did you all understand this? Give me a thumbs up if you all understood. Did you understand? So whom refers to a person which is person who is not the subject. Who is not the subject. Okay?
Okay, ma'am.
What about
Okay,
okay, what about Khushbu? Khushbu, did you understand this? Okay, good. So we'll move ahead now. I'll be asking questions later. If you want to take down notes, you can take down notes. I'm not giving you notes right now. I'm not asking you to write anything. But if you want to write something which you feel you might forget, write it down so that when I ask, you know it. Okay?
Whom refers to Jacob, but he is not the subject of this sentence. That.
One second. So whom you just spoke to. So who is the subject? Sorry, I think I made a mistake. So Jacob, whom you just spoke to. So you is the subject. But this whom, you have spoken to Jacob. Sorry, I made a mistake, a big mistake, a blunder. A big mistake is called a blunder. So I made a big mistake. So Jacob, whom you spoke to, I was going in the right direction, but then I got confused. So this whom is referring to Jacob, but he's not the, so you just spoke to. So if we take this sentence, you just spoke to Jacob. Okay? So now you have spoken to Jacob. So now this Jacob is gone here. So when we are here, this becomes the subject, this becomes the object. So now we are saying Jacob, whom you just spoke to, is a teacher. So this is a teacher is also referring to Jacob. So now there are two sentences which we are talking about. You just spoke to Jacob. And then Jacob is a teacher. Okay? So now we have used Jacob twice. What do pronouns do? They help us to remove this writing these names twice, one after the other. So we are using only one. Haan, bolo. Yes, ask.
Ma'am, pronoun makes a sentence attractive.
It makes it attractive. It helps us not to repeat repeat the same nouns or pronouns. Nouns basically. So Jacob is also a noun. It is a proper noun. Here also it is a proper noun. So we are repeating the word. Pronouns help us to replace these words. So now if we have to replace Jacob, how have we replaced? Jacob, you just spoke to Jacob. So Jacob, whom you just spoke to, Jacob is a teacher, is a teacher. We've just put a comma there. Understood? Do you understand? So the two Jacobs have been replaced. One Jacob has been replaced by whom? Did you all understand or not? Or you got confused because I was confused earlier? Tell me. Have you understood?
Is Jacob a teacher?
Yes, Jacob is a teacher. Now and you just spoke to Jacob. So two Jacobs we are using. Normally pronouns में क्या होता है? If I just write something here. Wait. Let me write a sentence. If I say Adarsh is a good boy. Munish spoke. No. Adarsh is a good boy. Adarsh is my student. Okay? Now what do we have to? We are using Adarsh twice. Instead of that, I could say Adarsh, comma, who is a good student, is a good boy, who is a good boy,
Is my student.
is my student. Yes, very good, is my student. Understood?
Yes, ma'am.
So, no, has everybody understood? Has everybody understood? Sure? So now, will you be able to make a sentence like this, Nidhi? For a person. Abhi we are talking only about a person. Now, in this case, I have used who. And it is referring to Adarsh because I am talking about Adarsh only. But when we went to this, if we go to this sentence, we are using whom. And whom is referring to Jacob, but Jacob is not the subject. Who is the subject? You are the subject. You just spoke to Jacob. Now in the second sentence we are saying Jacob is a teacher. So now we have to remove one Jacob. So how are we doing that? Similar to this, like we said here, Adarsh, who is a good boy, but in this case, what has happened? You is the subject. You has spoken to Jacob. So we are first talking about Jacob, whom you just spoke to. Whom you, because you is the subject. So you have spoken to Jacob. So that's why we are using whom. Whom you just spoke to, comma, is a teacher. Do you understand? Oops, sorry.
Yes, ma'am.
I hadn't shared the screen. Okay? Have you all understood this?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Vishal? Did you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Why isn't... Where is Khushbu? Okay. Fine. We'll go ahead. Now let's go to... So, we've done two relative pronouns, who and whom. Who will refer directly to the subject, whom will refer to a person who is not the subject. Okay? Now we'll go to the third one.
Refers to Jacob, but he is not the subject of this sentence. That and which refer to things. That refers to things. It is used with restrictive clauses. That means no commas in the sentence. For example, the car that.
Okay, so in this case, remember we still haven't talked about whose. Okay, we'll do that later.
Is parked on the street is red. That refers to the car. Which refers to things. It is used with non-restrictive clauses to add more info. We use commas in our sentence. For example, the cake, which is chocolate, is the best I've ever tasted.
Okay, now what is the difference between these two? The car that is parked on the street is red. So there is a car that is parked on the street. Yeah. So we are talking about that refers to the car which is parked on the street and the color of that car is red. And now when we say the cake which is chocolate, which means we are giving more information about the cake. Which cake is it? It is a chocolate cake. Okay? Although that is parked also is giving information about the red car. The car is red. Which car is red? The one which is parked on the street. Okay? So both are giving information about the subject only. Okay? But we don't use commas there like we were using with who and whom. Okay? And these are used for
is
things.
red.
These are used for
We use
things.
commas in our sentence. For example, the cake, which is chocolate.
Okay. So now, in case whenever we are using which, we use commas like we were using for who and whom. The cake, which is chocolate, is the best I've ever tasted. The cake is the best I've ever tasted. Which cake? The one which is chocolate. Okay? But in this case also, when we use which, we use commas like we were using for who and whom.
Is the best I've ever tasted, which refers to the cake and adding more info of saying that it is chocolate.
Now let us go to whose.
Refers to both people and things. Whose refers to both people and things. It is possessive. Sarah, whose car is broken, walked to work.
Okay, so now this is basically a possessive pronoun. Whose. Whose car is broken, which means the car belongs to Sarah. Walk to work. Whose car is broken, walk to work. And you remember the punctuation marks, all of you, comma and comma after the subject and comma after giving more information and then the additional information. Okay? Understood?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Where is Khushbu? Why has she left? And Nidhi also has left. Is it already time to go? It isn't. Okay.
Whose refers to Sarah. Sarah is the owner of the car. Let's recap. Who and whom refer to people. That and which refer to things.
Okay, so one after the other. First, Nilesh, read this and tell me what should I write here. This is the tablet, so it's a thing.
A table dash
Tablet.
a tablet dash I bought last week is already broke.
Broken. So there are no commas, nothing there. We are talking about a thing. So what should I write here?
And which
Which में अभी मैंने बताया था, there is a commas are included. What else? Which are
and that
अब that या which ही होगा ना अगर हम things की बात कर रहे हैं तो, right? So let's see.
yes ma'am.
The pronoun in this sentence.
Okay.
The tablet that I bought last week is already broken. That refers to the tablet, and the tablet is a thing. Can you identify the relative pronoun?
Okay. This one. Adarsh.
The man whom
पढ़ो पूरा sentence then tell me.
the man whom dog ran away is offering $100 reward.
The man whom dog. चलो mute.
Whom?
Let us see. Vishal, tell me. What should we write here? Tell me quickly.
Who? Ma'am, who?
Who? अच्छा.
मैम क्या था?
Wait. Anjali? Yes, Anjali, I can't hear you. Unmute. Nilesh, you have to let your sister also speak. हाँ, बोलो. Huh? What did you say? Whose? Okay. Chalo, I got multiple answers for this. Somebody said whose, somebody said who, और किसने क्या बोला था? चलो. Which is the correct answer, Adarsh?
मैम whose?
Whose dog ran away? So the man, we could put in commas here. Whose dog ran
मैम मैंने
away?
पहले बोला था.
Very good. Good.
पहले
Is
मैंने बोला था.
okay. Good. Is
तूने
offering.
पहले मुझे बोला था.
Oh, shh. There's no need to fight. जिसने भी बोला, very good. And you have to speak in English. Okay? Ma'am, I was the first one to give the answer. That's what you say. Okay?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes ma'am.
Okay. Next. Next sentence. Okay. Munish,
Yes ma'am.
read this.
The actress Dash was in the movie is also a singer. Ma'am, who?
Okay. Now let me ask Vishal, is this who correct? Huh? The actress who was in the movie is also a singer. Is this who correct or
Yes
not?
ma'am, सही है ma'am, सही है.
In English, I don't understand Hindi.
Ma'am, that is wrong.
Hmm?
Ma'am, that
Ma'am, it
was
is
right.
right.
It is right. It is right or it is correct. Okay? So, who? Good. Next. I hope I have enough questions. By chance, have Nidhi and what is her name? Khushbu joined back? Or no? No. Okay. So we'll go to Vishal. Vishal will answer this question. Yes, Vishal.
The plumber
Hmm.
dash my father hired $6,000.
Be very sure. The plumber dash my father hired fixed our toilet. So my father hired a plumber. Right? The plumber fixed our toilet. I'm just giving you a hint. All of you think about it properly. My father hired a plumber. The plumber fixed our toilet. Okay?
That who?
Huh?
That who?
Spelling, tell me the spelling.
WHOS.
Whose shows possession. Okay, never mind. What are you saying, Munish?
Ma'am, the plumber. Whom, ma'am?
Huh? Spelling?
Ma'am, whom?
Okay. Adarsh, what are you saying?
Man who.
Huh? Whom? Okay. Anjali, what are you saying?
नहीं मैम उसमें who's बोला.
Whose bola? Okay. What did you say,
Yes,
Adarsh?
ma'am उसमें who's बोला.
Okay, in English. What did you say, Adarsh?
Ma'am, he said who's.
Wait, let me ask him. Spelling, tell me the spelling.
WHOSE.
Okay. Anjali, what do you say? Who?
WHOSE.
Okay. Nilesh, 2 votes for whom, 2 votes for whose. What is your vote? That's the final spelling.
WHOSE.
Whose? Whose shows possession. Does my father own the plumber? No. What did my father do? He hired a plumber, right? So the plumber fixed our toilet. The plumber was hired by whom? My father. The subject is my father. So, whom is the correct answer? The plumber whom my father hired fixed our toilet. Okay? Very good, Munish and Anjali. That means that sentence about
Thank you,
Jacob,
ma'am.
the Jacob whom, जो भी वो sentence था which I was explaining, Anjali and Munish have understood it properly. Rest of you still made the same mistake. Chalo, next question. Adarsh, be very careful. We feel we know everything just because we know the definition, but when to use, how to use all these words, all these pronouns in sentences, we need a lot of practice. So all of you are going to write down all the sentences of this video. I have not written any of the sentences. You will all watch the video again and you will write down all the sentences given in this video with the correct pronouns. Okay? Okay, so the last one. Anjali, read this.
The cat dash was stray was rescued by my sister.
So what should I write?
Who
normally what do we think of cat as? A thing or a person? And even if you think of it as both, either a thing or as a person, there is a pronoun which is, I'm just giving a hint, which is used for, no. Okay. Now tell me, the cat dash was a stray, was rescued by my sister. So, what should I say?
Ma'am, I understand what you want to say.
Acha, now let me see. Anjali, what is your answer? Who was a stray? Okay. Adarsh, what is your answer? In English? Shubham, what is?
Mine answer is also who.
Mine nahi. My answer is also who. Okay.
Okay, ma'am.
What about Adarsh? Tell me.
Ma'am, who and who?
Who or who? Spelling.
That's both.
Hmm?
Ma'am, both.
Spelling batao. Tell me the spelling.
MWSO.
Who only? Okay. Then Nilesh. Nilesh. Who? All are saying who. So it should be who only. Huh? Let's see. If all are saying, Vishal hasn't answered. Vishal. What is the answer, Vishal? According to you. Hmm? Who? Okay. Adarsh was saying he has understood. Now let's see. Okay? I'm not going to. I'm also very confused now. So let's see what the answer is.
Relative pronoun in our last example. The cat, which was a stray, was rescued by my sister.
Okay? So we take it to be a thing. So now let's go back and see which refers to things. And cat, whenever we refer to a cat, we use it. It is a cat, or this is a cat if we are pointing towards it. So when we are, what do we use it for? For things. So for all animals we'll use which. Okay? For one thing which you can easily say is, for all animals use which, and for all non-living things like table, car, etc. use that. That's a very a small trick that I'm telling you about. Okay? Now one more thing is left which I want to just clear, although the time is up. In this sentence, where is it? Where we said, I have a glass of water when I am thirsty. Which noun is this when referring to? We said the relative pronoun is when. But is that right? That's also a big blunder that we've made. I have a glass of water when I am thirsty. This when refers to whom? It refers to time. It does not refer to I. Okay? So this is not a relative pronoun. What we could have said instead of this, let me. Oh, क्या हो गया? Why isn't it going off? something has happened. So instead of this, we can say, I had a glass of water that was chilled, or something like that. Okay, so you can all correct this sentence. Write these sentences, watch the video again, and write all the sentences given in that video.
Ma'am, it has to